Hello Tarot friends, this is Ultraviolet Morgan and I'm here to talk about The Sacred Circle Tarot, A Celtic Journey, written by Anna Franklin and illustrated by Paul Mason. Includes a book and deck. This is the box. This is the amazing box that it comes in. It's gigantic. Okay, here's my hand. This is the box. And then you open the box, which I have done, and here is the book. Very chunky book. Very chunky book. I've looked through it a little bit, and there are quite a few spreads, and some introductory material, and then it basically just gets into, your major and your minor, and gives you a very slightly bigger than the actual card size picture, and then I have part of this marked for a reason, so I don't want to lose my spot there. It talks about the symbolism in the card, which some people really appreciate. I got 3 pages of information about the symbolism of the card, why the card is the way that it is. The divinatory meaning gives me another page worth, and then reversed meanings and the position in the journey of the Fool. So it's very in depth. I feel like it's going to be a real deep learning experience. And then now if you go to, for example, swords, or when you get to your minors, so swords, ace of swords, intellect, and information about the ace of swords, the symbolism, divinatory meaning, and reverse meaning. So not as much, but still a lot. Right here at the very beginning is an overview of the suit of swords. So it shows that the element is air, season is spring, holidays, color, attributes, direction, and festival. So that's pretty cool, actually. I just noticed that, and I like that a lot. So I'm going to go see if I skip to the end of swords. I don't think there's anything at the end. No, it just goes to then the same information about the wands, and just book goes to the last card, and then it's over. So there's quite a bit of introductory material. 31 pages. Nope, the introduction is over 38 pages just for the introduction. Mostly there's a lot of spreads. There's a little bit about, the conception of the deck and everything. So I will move on now to the deck, because that's what people want to see. And we're going to look at the major arcana first, of course, because that's what we always do. One of these days I'm going to do it differently. I actually have a really soft spot for the minor arcana, but now there's been a lot of changes in this deck. So the first card we have is the Green Man rather than the Fool. So the Green Man is our Fool in this deck. And then we go to the High Priest rather than the Magician. Our High Priest is now our Magician. So yes, these are going to be a little bit different, you can see. Then we have the High Priestess. And then we have the Lady. And then we have the Lord. So you see, I'm pretty sure, this is a very pagan deck, there's a lot of animals in this deck. you look, you're going to see animals and butterflies and plants, shells. Animals. So it's not the lady like the lady of the house so much as the lady, the lord and lady, the god and goddess sort of concept. Then we have the druid instead of the hierophant. So this is another interesting change. This deck was made to be pagan, so things like popes and hierophants have been removed because they don't exist in paganism. So you have the druid. Then, of course, the lovers. Then we have the chariot. Pretty classical. And then we have, instead of strength, we have the warrior. I am the warrior. And I don't know if this is a honey badger, because those are like fierce little animals. It might be a badger. It looks like a badger. So, yeah, we have the warrior for strength. Then we have the shaman. I love this card. Look, there's a wolf right there. Then we have the wheel. Very simple. In the foreground, lots of other things going on all around. Then we have the web. So this is instead of justice, we have this web. And then we have sacrifice instead of the hanged man. And then we have death. And there she is with her scythe. And then we have the underworld. Rather than the devil, we have the underworld. And again, another animal. And a beautiful little cave entrance into the underworld. Very intriguing. Then we have the tower. And it's burning. And then we have initiation. This would normally be, in this position in the deck, we'd be looking at temperance. So that's a pretty big change. Initiation. And then the star. So that's the classic card. The moon. Oh. The colors of the sky in this are just really awesome. So here's the moon. And we have a completely, the moon is there, and we don't have any of the, there's water. And there's sort of pillars, but they're just wooden pillars. There's no crab, there's no fox, there's no wolf, there's no road leading to a castle. None of that. So this is a different moon card for sure. Then of the sun. Pretty well following into tradition of sun cards, in my opinion. And then now we have, rather than judgment, this is rebirth. And then instead of the world, we have the world tree, which is pretty much brilliant. And then we have our wands. So these are on the pippish side. Creativity, Ace of Wands. Oh, Ace of Wands, creativity, I should say. These have keywords. Ace, creativity. 2, courage. 3, foundation. For me, 4 would be foundation. But they've chosen 3 to be foundation. So what are you going to do? 4, development. Okay. 5, grounding. 6, success. 7, rivalry. This one is a little bit reminiscent of Rider-Waite-Smith in a kind of a cheeky way, if you look at it. Action. 8 of Wands, action. Perfect. 9 of Wands, recovery. 10 of Wands, force. And the Page of Wands, potential. Just pure potential. Page. Okay, so the Knight of Wands is adventure, which makes perfect sense. And then Queen of Wands, illumination. And she's got a fox down there. And 10 of Wands is fire. Or King of Wands. King of Wands is the energy of the suit. It's just fire. So actually, I'm going to turn back to illumination and illuminate a little on what it says about wands in the book. It says the minor arcana consists of the usual 4 suits: cups, wands, discs, and swords, with the cards 1 to 10 and page, knight, queen, king. They are numbered below and have keywords above, which explains the basic energy of the cards. The king of each suit, instead of having a keyword, is assigned one of the elements and represents the quintessence of that element, while the ace represents its basic impulse. The queens represent its mutable qualities, the knight its fixed qualities, and the pages its cardinal qualities. So, wands. The suit of wands is associated with the season of summer, the wand, arrow, or spear, the direction of the south, noonday, the element of fire, the power of transmutation, the spirit impulse, and the energy of creativity. The lessons and keywords of this suit are concerned with creativity and energy, how to develop these qualities and crystallize them into practical applications. The border of the wand suit consists of flames. The cornerstones are red, the magical color correspondence of the element of fire. So that is your wands. And then here are your swords. So the ace is intellect. The 2 is opposition. Makes perfect sense. I don't know why they're not crossed, though. That would make even more sense. 3 is discord. There we go. Discord. That fateful 3 of cups. 4 is rest. Perfect. Although this makes me think of it, grave. 5 of swords, defeat. So, what does it say about the swords? The suit of swords is associated with the season of spring, the athame of the magician, the direction of the east. For me, it's not east, but according to this book, it's east. And to a lot of people. The sunrise, the element of air, and the power of the mind. The lessons and key words of the suit are The lessons and key words of the suit of swords are all concerned with mental qualities and attributes, how they are used, and how they can be developed. The border of the suit consists of skyscapes and clouds with yellow cornerstones. The magical color corresponds to the element of air. It's yellow. So 6 is solace. 7 is diplomacy. 8 is bondage. 9 is suffering. And 10 is delusion. That's interesting. Disillusion. Right, that makes perfect sense, right? Then we have the Page of Swords, thought. Knight of Swords, change. Queen of Swords, imagination. And the King of Swords, of course, is air. So it says that the minor arcana consists of 4 suits, cups, wands, discs, and swords, with the cards 1 to 10, okay? The minors explore the themes of the Wheel of the Year, with each suit corresponding to a different season. They expand on the theme of the major arcana and the balancing of the elements and their qualities within the self. Each suit has its own lessons. Swords on the development of mental abilities and gathering of knowledge. Wands on the spiritual and creative impulse. Cups on the emotional and spiritual growth. Discs on the material plane and the practical application of what has been learned. Perfect. The king of each suit, instead of having a keyword, is assigned one of the elements. The queen represents mutable qualities, yada, 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 yada. Okay, so that's the swords. And then moving on to the cups. Cups represent water and love and spirituality. Ace of Cups, spirituality. King of Cups, water. The suit of cups is associated with the season of autumn, the cup. For me, it's west. It's water west, WW. And earth east, EE. And there's other reasons. That's just how I remember it. Anyway, the suit of cups is associated with the seasons of autumn, the cup, grail, or cauldron, the direction of the west, twilight, the elements of water, the emotion, intuition, psychic faculties, and the growth of the spirit. Lessons and keywords in the suit are concerned with balancing the emotions and nurturing the spirit. The border of this cup consists of flowing water with blue cornerstones, the magical color corresponding to this element of water. So here is A, spirituality, B, harmony. Nice. Also reminds one of the temperance images that we so often see. Resolution, 3 of cups. 4 of cups, discontent. 5 of cups, regret. Regrets and mistakes that memories made. Who would have known how bittersweet this would taste? Yeah, okay. Not a good singer. Brought me some Adele to mind. 6 of Cups, nostalgia. 7 of Cups, delusion. Beautiful. 8 of Cups, abandonment. 9 of Cups, stability. 10 of Cups, reward. I love that, reward. 10 of Cups is a card that I have struggled with so much. I mean, you'd think, okay, it's a happy card. It means things are going to be great. But I mean, I don't know. I just couldn't work with that, really. But reward makes so much more sense, especially an emotional reward. I mean, yeah. Page of Cups, reflection. I love that, okay? I love it. It's great. Knight of Cups, movement. I don't know why he'd be movement, but he is. So many animals in this deck. The Queen is intuition, perfect. And the King is water. So then we have the coins. The suit of coins, or discs as they are called. Ace of discs. The suit of discs is associated with the season of winter, says them. The disc, shield, or stone, the direction of the north. Midnight, the element of earth, practical and material matters. The keyword and lessons on this are mainly concerned with the material plane, the body, and physical health. The border of this disc represents earth and stone. The cornerstones are green. The magical color corresponds to the element of earth. So that's really all that I wanted to share. That was from the book, was just little blurbs about each suit. Abundance, Ace of Discs, Two of Discs, Discs. This is why we call them pentacles, just so we don't have to say discs. So, fluctuation. That's a good keyword for two of discs. Three of discs. Dedication. 4 is materialism. Good. 5 is restriction. 6 is bounty. It's really pretty. 7 is prudence. 8 is skill. 9 is gain. It's really beautiful. And 10 is tradition, which makes a lot of sense in its way. And then the Page of Discs is health, which makes perfect sense. And the Knight is husbandry. And the Queen is expression. I love that. And the King is Earth itself. So, that's all for this video, tarot friends. Please, 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 please hit the like button. All it takes is this. Hit the like button. Give it a thumbs up. Hit the subscribe. And then check on that bell if you want updates. Every time I post, or if you want fewer updates, but still some updates. You do that under the bell now. And of course, leave a comment because I love your comments. So I look forward to hearing from you. What do you think about this deck? It's a very different deck. It's a very pagan deck. It's moved all the Christian symbolism out to make way for pagan symbolism. It's moved a lot of things around. Renamed a lot of things, probably more than any deck that tries to stick, with the normal, that I own. It's probably gone off the beaten path the most. Other than, okay, I've got a couple more that have gone pretty far off the beaten path. What do you think about decks that go off the beaten path? Yay or nay? Do you prefer the familiar or something a little bit different? I'm getting like this cramp in my side. So comment below on what your thoughts are. And until next time, tarot friends, be well. Peace and wellness to you all.